Hey fishers, we're in heaven. The weather's perfect, although this weekend looks like it's going to be a bit crappy again, wind and rain, so they say. But look, none of us got a crystal ball except the weather people, obviously, and we'll see what happens. But look, over the week, the fishing's been very, very good, and we've got some real hot spots starting to fire up. Murrumbidgee River. Went down, had a look, and it's clear enough to spin, borderline, but clear enough to spin. Bait fishermen are doing exceptionally well down there at the moment. Seems to be more yellow belly than we have seen in previous years, so we're really pleased with that. It's really exciting. Whether you go upstream or downstream, it doesn't really matter. Quite a few spots are accessible by boat. Certainly walking the banks, no problem at all. Old Man Creek, same story. It's fishing really well. Just a suggestion. Plenty of insect repellent because there's mozzies everywhere, and that really doesn't matter where you go at the moment. That's absolutely essential. One thing we've found that if you're going to flick a few surface lures around, start to get a bit of action in the creek, and also out at Lake Albert. Lake Albert is a hot spot. It's really cracking. Walking the bank early in the morning from 6 o'clock till 7 o'clock, throwing lures around is quite productive. Smallish lures are doing the job nicely. If you're going to use a surface lure out there, probably do it a little bit earlier, just on daylight, and just work that surface lure right along the edge of the shoreline. I think you'll find you might get a few good results, but certainly little stump jumpers, little bullet lures, anything of that nature that run shallow, get some good results off the bank. So hot fishing there, off the bank with bait, yabbies, doesn't seem to matter. Yellow belly, redfin, few cod you got to put back. Nearly open season for cod, another couple of weeks and we're right into it. Hume Weir, some good reports, more consistently coming out of the Hume Weir. Yellow belly, mainly a few redfin, occasional cod coming out of the Hume Weir as well. Trolling seems to be quite productive. Small minnow-bodied lures like little tadpoles, scuds, small scuds, anything of that nature will do the job exceptionally well. Getting some good quality yellers, a few trout still below the Hume Weir, just below the wall. Some really, really good catches of trout down there. It's still firing down there at the moment. We had a couple of quieter days when they slowed the flow down, but it's back up there again. And the yellow belly are moving down there as well, so it's looking real promising. So things are looking hot. Blowering Dam. Most people aren't catching fish there, but I kid you not, it is fishing exceptionally well. Off the bank, walking the bank, casting, just a slow, steady, stealthy approach. Anytime you find a bit of structure in close to the bank, cast past it. Suspending hammerheads, absolute dynamite at the moment. Couple of winds, stop it right at the snag, give it a tweak, bang, you're on. They're getting quite a few good size yellers under one snag. They seem to be schooling up at the moment. There's an odd redfin getting caught and a few cod, so that doesn't look too bad at all. Burrinjuck getting some good reports out of there. Most of the fish getting caught at Burrinjuck off bait still, but the troll boys are starting to catch up at the moment. They're starting to really go neck and neck with the bait fishermen. In about 2-3 metres water max seems to pull them up. Occasionally you'll get the odd one out in the 5 metre mark, but most are in that sort of 2 to 3 metres. So obviously they've moved out from that metre mark. Water temperatures are sneaking up a little bit. Getting quite a few on small lures, little stumpies and that sort of thing. Yakamito Vibes, one of the better lures at the moment. Very similar to a jackal. Seems to troll quite nicely. Got a good sound to it. It's really running hot at the moment down there. Yucca Bean, Tantangra, Jindabyne, all fishing exceptionally well, getting some very good results out of there. Fishing off the bank with bait has been super consistent, mainly with scrubworms, 90% of, or very small wood grubs seem to be going really well. Tantangra, my goodness gracious me, has that fired up over the last week or so. It is dropping, which is surprising to me that it's fishing so well while it's dropping, but they're getting a lot of trout out of it at the moment and some good fat little fish. Fantastic quality, absolutely incredible. Now, because the cod season's just about to kick in, everybody's starting to use those big surface lures and wake baits. The big question is, what do you use to cast them with? We have found the perfect rod, developed the perfect rod for want of a better word. It's called an Icon Bad Boys Hustler. Comes in a spin version and also an overhead version. These rods are totally unbeatable as far as that type of fishing goes. I kid you not, you will not find a better stick for it, and they are great value. So just keep that one in mind when you're looking for that rod for throwing those big wake baits, because you need something with a fair bit of guts. But The rod itself is exceptionally light, but physically incredibly strong. Run 30, 50 pound braid through it, no problem at all, and you will not bust this thing unless you close it in the car door, run over with a truck. I can assure you, there is not a fish on the planet will break this rod. This is the Compleat Angler's Fishing Report for this week. We'll catch you next week.